attended over 200 networking events over the last 2 years, and not once did anyone, anywhere, ask me if I'd ever been punched in the face. But I know that 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men have or are currently suffering through domestic violence. So it's in the room. It's in this room right now. We don't want to talk about it. By day, I'm in business development for a large organization. If you're not in sales, that is definitely a sales job. I'm a professional networker. About 2 years ago, I was speaking with the CEO of a domestic violence advocacy group that's been doing good work here in the Low Country for the last 45 years. Towards the end of our conversation, I asked her the question I ask most people I meet with. How can I help? What can I do to support and uplift your mission? Little did I know, but her answer would have a gigantic impact on me. But first, it would piss me off. She told me that year after year, they struggled to get top donors and sponsors. Reason being, people don't want to be associated with domestic violence. There's a stigma attached. Shame feeds the stigma. Shame makes us avoid having difficult conversations when discussing the topic makes us feel icky. The problem is, when the funds run out, so do the resources. That means that there are times when someone reaches out in dire straits, ready to make an exit, and they're turned away. Now, what I understood there was that because domestic violence awareness isn't sexy, like fighting cancer, and it doesn't give us warm fuzzies, like helping puppies, that people, including children, that needed help when it was most important, weren't getting it. That's the part that pissed me off. I left that meeting determined to do something. Remember, I'm in sales. I cold call for a living. Surely I can at least help them raise money. I thought about it a lot over the next few days and weeks. It tugged at me. What are you going to do, Brenna? The idea that somewhere, some people were avoiding difficult conversations because it made them feel feelings bothered me. It bothered me because it actually resulted in a negative financial impact to victims, survivors, and the groups that would support them. It felt like an injustice. Listen, I get it. This stuff is uncomfortable. We don't lead with domestic violence. Who would? Then I had an epiphany. I realized I was part of the problem. I was some people somewhere who didn't want to talk about it because it made me feel feelings. See, when I was 17, my high school sweetheart dumped me, and it broke my heart. He didn't expect that I would move on, and even though we went to different schools, he found out, and he did not like it. He got very jealous. So he called me up and said he had decided to give me a second chance. Oh, must mean he loves me, right? Later that night, as we were making up, I saw stars for the first time ever. But it wasn't because this was true love's kiss. This was because my boyfriend punched me dead in my face. I had my eyes closed. I was mostly naked when he did it. I was instantly and catastrophically ashamed. Of all the thoughts sprinting through my mind in the moments after, the number one thought was, do not let anyone find out about this. He started listing off all the reasons he did it, why he had to do it. It was definitely my fault, but this was the only way we could move forward. And the move that I made next put me on a path that I would stay on for a decade. I apologized for everything. I apologized for thoughts, feelings, and actions that were my own, of course, but also his and everyone around us. I apologized for all kinds of things I had zero control over. I even apologized for the weather. I thought that I could tolerate and forgive and love it away, and I thought he wouldn't do it again. But I was big wrong. And I learned very quickly that hiding marks and bruises would become a full-time job. I started lying to everyone. I was lying to myself. It led to isolation from friends, family, anything I loved. Domestic violence includes physical, mental, emotional, psychological, sexual, and financial abuse. And I know because I lived it all. I've been body slammed more times than a pro wrestler. More than once, and for different reasons, he would lock me in a closet for hours at a rip. And the worst part of that is that there was no lock on that door. On the eve of my 10-year high school reunion, we weren't actually together. He had his own place. He had a girlfriend, but he refused to let me go. And the more I'd pull away, the tighter his grip got. He dominated my life. He stopped by to let me know he did not want me going to that party. But I was going. And I went. But I went with a cracked rib. Because he threw me over a table and smashed into a chair. The next night at the reunion, I looked around at people I used to know. They were growing up. They were getting real jobs, buying houses, getting married. Some of them were even starting families. Not me. I was in the exact spot I had been in, on a hamster wheel of shame. I was literally hiding fresh injuries and covering for my abuser still. I didn't tell anyone anything because I was ashamed still. That was a part of my story, a story I never wanted to share with anyone. And let me be clear, I'm not doing this because I want to. I'm doing this because I get to. I have been called to be here. This is bigger than me now. This is my chance to be the voice that I didn't have and that I didn't hear. According to stats, right here in our state, in a 24-hour cycle, 365 domestic violent crimes were reported. In almost 2/3 of the cases, abusers sent the victims to the damn ER because it was necessary. 90% of the attacks saw abusers going after women in one day. As a reference, I called the police exactly once in 10 years. So I can say that the lion's share of these are unreported. It's nice to want to end the stigma and put the shame where it belongs on the abuser, but that doesn't happen by accident. Now, I am not expecting nor suggesting that anyone try to strike up a conversation with, "So, ever been punched in the face?" But we need to stop looking away. We must stop avoiding it. In my experience, if one person had said something as simple as, "I don't care what you did, Brenna, he shouldn't hit you," they would have been the only one. And people knew it was going on. It was evident. It's crazy how many people will just mind their own business when it comes to domestic violence. For me, people avoiding difficult conversations 100% reinforced everything my ex said to me. It aligned perfectly with the narrative that I was worthless and that I was lucky to have him. But I've turned my pain into power. And now I'm giving you 3 ways that you can be a better advocate, because we can all do this. Number 1, if you see something, say something. A mark on an arm, a neck, a black eye, something that your gut says ain't right, say something. Not, "Why don't you leave? Why do you take it?" Instead, "Are you okay? You don't deserve that. Please, let me help you." Number 2, help them find help. It's hard to understand, but when we're neck deep in it, we don't always recognize it. We don't think we're in trouble. We don't think about getting out. But you can Google local domestic violence, and an advocacy shelter or group will pop up, and then you can get your person help. And by the way, you can engage with those groups, because awareness is not just about money and speaking. There is a plethora of ways that you can get involved. You have a skill or a connection that can help them, and they would love to talk to you. Number 3, tell your person how proud you are of them, how brave they are, because speaking out is hard. Tell them they have nothing to be ashamed of, because they need to hear it. It took me getting pissed off at some people somewhere to understand and recognize that it's us. We don't want to talk about it because it makes us feel feelings. But I have just bared my soul, all of it, in front of everyone to give hope to someone out there, because I know that you're out there, and I want you to hear me. When our arms aren't full, holding on to the things that we shouldn't, we can embrace what's actually meant for us, and that's pretty rad. Shame is not yours, it's theirs. It's heavy. Put that shit